Hello, my name is Debbie Alsop, and this is Bright Day Herbs. Welcome. And today we are joined by Dr. Shen, and we are going to learn how to decoct Chinese raw herbs. So Dr. Shen, when a practitioner tells me I need herbs and they make it up, what does it look like? What do they hand me?
Yeah, usually we give the patients a formula, follow the patient's symptoms, then give the one bag of herbs, make a decoction. In other words, a Chinese herbal tea. So give
tea.
So
it's like cooking tea.
Cook a tea.
Only your neighbors will know.
So we give the patient the whole, they prepare themselves.
Okay, so the first step is that we find a pot and we put it in the pot.
Yeah, what kind of pot is better? This one is question the patient asked. What kind of pot? So ceramic pot is better.
Ceramic pot is better. I've heard that a really high quality stainless steel is okay.
Yeah, in case.
But you definitely want to purchase something like this because it's got the handle, it's got the spout, it'll capture your herbs when you pull it out, when you pour it out. So that would be good. So your first step is you take this, you open the bag up, and you pour it into the pot.
We can cut to the herbs and put it inside.
And you can take a cup of water. So if you don't have a measuring cup, then you really need to go shopping. But other than that, you can just use a cup.
Yeah, we make sure to empty the herbs. Yeah, make sure.
Three cups. And you let it soak for 20 minutes. And then you're ready for the next step, which is to turn it up to high. Bring it to a boil. Yeah, put in 3 cups of water. Bring it to a boil. I gotta add one more because I already did some.
Yeah. Make sure the 3 cups of water. Yeah, cover the herbs.
So basically, you're aiming for covering the herbs. So it may be 3 cups of water, but if you've got a healthy formula like what we just put in, it does need a little bit more. This one actually is running on about 4.5 cups of water. So, and I wanted to tell you, and this, stay with me. Your practitioner may give you something like the shells. Can you show the shells? Something that is a heavy root or a shell or a powder.
Root,
something. They may tell you this may be attached to your bag like this. And you go home and you separate it. And your practitioner may have said, take this and cook this for 20 minutes, boiling this, or 30 minutes. They may even tell you 30 minutes before you add the rest of your herbs. Well, it's perfect because you put this in the pot with some water. That's getting hot now, so we're going to turn it down.
Yeah, after boil.
Yeah, boiling. Then it stays on a light boil. You can move the lid off a little bit and let it cook. So anyway, you take this, you put it in there with some water that will cover it and cook it for 20-30 minutes, whatever your practitioner has told you to do. These herbs could simply be in a container with the 3 cups of water or more, keeping it covered, and they soak for 20 minutes. Then, or 30, if this herb had to cook for 30, then you just pour it in and add it, and then you cook it for another 20-odd minutes. You take it
make
to high.
sure if you don't forget off the drawer, make sure set the time about 20 minutes or 25 minutes, depends the doctor tell you.
Yeah, just follow the instructions.
Some herb need to cook it more longer. Some flower need to cook more short.
It depends on what kind of condition you have as to what kind of herbs they chose. The ones that are more aromatic, they're very delicate. Like say you get an herb that can only cook for 5 minutes. It may be attached to your formula. You go home, you separate it. Well, this time, you put the formula in, you let it soak for its 20 minutes, then you bring it to its boil, you turn it down, let it boil lightly for 15 minutes, and then you put this in for 5 minutes, which is the last 5 minutes of the whole first boil. So if you couldn't stay with that, just rewind and watch it again. So anyway, this would be finished.
Yeah,
it's been 20 minutes.
Yes, 20 minutes done.
A lot of saucepans that you have at home, you may need to use a strainer like this or some other kind to catch the big herbs. But when you have something like this, it can catch the big herbs for you. It won't come out with your tea. So you can just use a little strainer like this, and it's not even messy. So would you look?
Yeah, we can make sure don't hot.
Normally you would do this over a sink. But really, with this pot, it's very easy.
Yeah, okay.
This is your first boil. You would pour it all out and fill it all the way up and just put it aside. Then you would add 3 cups of water.
Again.
And then see, maybe your herbs have sunk down a little and 3 cups is just fine. Usually that's the case.
Usually it's 3 cups and 2.5.
Yeah, about that.
How
You
many
can tell.
herbs.
Yeah, if you see herbs sticking up, then you need to put a little bit more water in.
Yeah, usually the morning one time, the evening one more time.
So you're going to boil this up, and then when it's finished, then you add the water to this, and you end up with your first and second boils all together. You take a cup and you pour it into the cup, and then you just pour it all out. So you get 1 cup. You have that in the morning, and then you have 1 in the evening, and that's good enough until your herbs are gone. But this gives us a very good question. Is it okay to leave the herbs just sitting out on the counter overnight if we cover them?
The weather, if it's not too hot, I think it's okay.
So not too hot, we can do that, and then we could just drink at room temperature in the morning.
Summer very hot. The idea is put the refrigerator.
In the fridge.
Yeah.
And then you can heat it up in the morning.
Heat in the morning next day.
Okay.
Yeah. So usually the cook, make sure it's 2 times. Each
2
time,
boils.
the point. 1 time is 20 minutes. Make sure the 2 times. 1 bag for 1 day, morning and the evening. Drink
So 1 bag was for 1 day, morning and evening.
Drink 1 time morning, drink 1 time evening.
How many bags will your practitioner usually give you?
Yeah, it depends. Usually we give you the 7 bags. See how the patient will feel. Yeah.
And if it's something more acute, I would imagine it's less bags because you're thinking it would move quickly.
Yeah,
so chronic, maybe 7 bags.
7 bags average.
Okay, so there you go. That's how you decoct herbs.
Make sure the tea is ready.
Yes. So thank you for joining us on Bright Day Decocting.
Make you healthy.
Yes, thank you.
Healthy.
Yeah, that's how I tasted this. Pretty good, and it's even strong because this is just a first boil that I'm trying right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for joining me on Bright Day Thoughts. Now go, anchor the light. Pwah!